there is an EMP, being kind of close to Oak Ridge, what would happen to nuclear plants?
The question is, being close to Oak Ridge, which is a fascinating place to visit, and we get EMP, what happens to nuclear plants? I would suggest moving. A lot of that is classified, and I'm not playing a shell game with you. What I hear is the issue is not necessarily the stockpile, the pile in the reactor itself. It's all the waste that's stored on site. Requires a lot of pumping capability to keep the thing cool. And nuclear power plants only have X amount of oil supply to keep their generators and systems running, which I want to believe are hardened. But then after they run out of the oil, if the nuclear power plant is not online or running, you're going to start having your waste piles on site going hot. Now, they're not going to blow up like a bomb, but once they melt through the subsoil and they hit the groundwater, it's going to be a heck of an explosion. Not a nuclear explosion, but will blow radiation everywhere. What this gentleman's referring to are the very small relay switches. They're called SCADAs. They cost a couple of bucks a piece. Okay. It's 50 years ago, and the Super Bowl is on, and it comes to the halftime show. And you're the manager for the city water supply. You know, in about 30 seconds, 200,000 toilets are going to flush. All right? So you got to get more water into the pipeline. So you call up to the reservoir, and there's old Charlie. And it's like, hey, Charlie, open up valve number 4. So Charlie wakes up. He's a government employee. And he opens that valve, and that water starts going in, and kawoosh, kawoosh, kawoosh. All right? Considering the current Super Bowl halftime shows, that is a good time to go take, never mind. Today, the guy just hits a button, and a relay, and a little switch opens a valve, and the water does flow. And almost everything in our life is dependent on those nice little SCADAs where all you have to do is replace one part for about 50 cents a piece, and it's a bit more hardened. They all blow out. There are millions of these just little chips that control so much of our life. They're all going to be toast. So we think of the big systems, the generators and all that. It goes all the way down to the small SCADAs that control almost every aspect of our life. They're gone. And they could be hardened, but they're not. And I do have a great fantasy. Is anybody here on a Prius? Okay. I have this obsession. Priuses in the left lane of the interstate going 50 miles an hour. I have this fantasy that North Korea is going to hack every Prius, and all those cars are just going to go careening off the road, and the rest of us with real cars can just be right I got to add, Rob and I met, and we're walking out to the parking lot. This was at Lake Junaluska. And I'm totally enthralled with her. And we finally get to my car. And I said, let me get a book out of my car. And she goes, this is your car? A 350Z, which my daughter actually picked out. Really, she did. It wasn't a midlife crisis car for me. So she's like, drool's running down her chin. And so our first major date, 4 days later, we're coming back from the restaurant. And we get to the parking lot in Asheville, and I hand her the keys. I've only let one other person ever drive that car. That was my priest. And I said Hail Marys the whole time. Yeah. So that's how much I love you. But she really impressed me one day when we were coming up on somebody poking along at 50 on the left lane. No, actually, that was Hendersonville Road. And you downshift, and you passed them on the right doing 70. And I was like, I got to marry this woman. When's your NASCAR event? Yeah, she's getting. I got her 18 laps as an anniversary present.